Yo, what's up guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your days. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. Devil Flare Princess by Goodwin 761 Chapter 18, Decisions. Rimuru's Pav. Once I told Esteth I wanted Shambhala, she was confused why, and I was considering telling her the truth. The pros would be that she would probably help me accomplish my goal. The problem is, would she betray the Empire to help me get Budo's Tegu? I am not sure. I also don't want to potentially ruin my relationship with her over it either. Great Sage, what are the chances that she will go along with it and help me out without changing our relationship? Notice the chance that this situation would happen is very low. Is there anything I can do to change that? Notice it is estimated that if you tell individual no as Esteth about your other world and the strong opponents there, she will help you in exchange for bringing her there. Interesting. So Esteth will help me if I take her with me? I can't deny that I was thinking about potentially taking her with me. Here she is already the strongest, so she is bored fighting weak people. Back in my world there are people like demon lords and heroes that are more powerful than I. It makes sense she might want to go there to fight strong opponents. While I was thinking, I decided to ask Esteth a question. Esteth, do you want to fight strong opponents? Even if they might be much stronger than you or I? Esteth looks confused at my question. That sounds like fun, but I am the strongest in the world and I am confident in saying you are the second strongest, so where would we find such good opponents? I can't decide what to do. There are ups and downs to both and I am struggling to make a decision either way. Eek, you know what? Fuck it. Full send baby. If I can't trust the person who is a complete yandere for me, then I don't know who else I ever would. I haven't even told Akame or Karome about this. I have hid so much of my past from them. Am I betraying my relationship with them by telling Esteth, who I have only known for a few weeks, about it? You know what, maybe I am, but I don't care right now. She has always been extremely genuine and honest with me, so it is only fair I show some honesty. Well, I want Shambhala to go to a different world, more specifically my home world. I could see Esteth's shock, but I decided to keep going. After telling her the basics about how I was in a fight with a strong opponent, but when I won was transported here while she was putting down the southern tribes rebelling. I left out the part about me being reincarnated as a slime since it would just needlessly complicate things. When I told her about how strong people in my home world are, she was taken aback that there were creatures that became so powerful and feared that they gained the title of demon lords. I could tell she wanted to fight them even though we were in a different world. Once I was finished, Esteth seemed to be all on board, but I wasn't sure. Esteth, are you sure you are okay with doing this? You worked really hard to become a general in the army, not to mention the wealth and name you made for yourself? Esteth gave me a cheeky smile and I couldn't help but feel like I messed up. Then she spoke in a sultry tone. Okay. I have a wish I want granted in exchange for my help. I could tell this was going to be something weird, but I also felt strangely happy as well. Like I was finally able to open up to someone and that person was willing to help me. I nodded and Esteth had a devilish grin on her face that I couldn't help but sweat at. I will let you do WH at EVR you want if you promise to be my eternal lover. I want you to promise me to be mine forever and ever, and I will promise the same. I couldn't help but sweat drop slightly that all she really wanted was me, but I also felt strangely aroused hearing her pretty much propose to me like that. Thinking about it, I definitely have some feelings towards Esteth that one might consider love, but I always pushed them aside since she was probably the most dangerous person in the world. If she was my wife, I wouldn't have to worry about that though. Even though we were both blushing up a mess, we also both had really dumb grins on our face. I just replied with an evil smile. I accept under the condition that you cool it on the torture once we get back to my world. That kind of thing would draw the wrong kind of attention. Not being the strongest would make us have to act much more tactically and like an assassin than a general. You understand, right? She instantly just hugged me. Of course I do. I'm a battle maniac, but I'm not stupid. Before I got an Imperial Arms, I didn't just go around trying to kill strong people that had Tegus. I am not suicidal, and I won't need to torture anyone if you let me use your body as I please. After an awkward silence, I nodded and replied, well, first we should find a way off this island and whoever is the owner of Shambhala. Then we can make a plan. Esteth nodded. We should explore more. If we can find a flying danger beast, we can tame it and fly back to On. We can also check the place we were teleported and see if that man reopens the portal. While we wait, we can have a nice date. After that, Death and I adventured around the island for the next few hours. We killed some danger beasts and many other things. I even made us a fruit smoothie with the local fruits on the island. It was pretty good, if I may say so myself. Death also took off her top and kept smashing me into her breasts, which I couldn't help but enjoy a little. While she wasn't paying attention, I was constantly trying to give myself a son with my skill, shapeshifter, but I couldn't get it to work. I could either make one that didn't work or just a hard rod. My 40-year-old virgin mind was very annoyed at myself for not being able to make myself a working dick when I had a drop-dead beauty who wanted to have sex with me. Once it was starting to get night again, Death asked me a question. So is that space Tegu all you need to bring us to this other world? I never knew there was something so powerful. I frowned and said, unfortunate, I also need General Budo's Adramalich to serve as a power source. It also should allow me to use my powers more freely because of the mechanism that allows for it to generate electricity. Death nodded but said, how will use both though? Nobody can use two Tegu at once, not even me. Oh, I never told you, but I can absorb Tegu and take some of their power. You will understand once we get Adramalich. I could see Death's surprise, but it was also cute as hell, so I enjoyed doing it at this point. Why not when we get Shambhala? I think we will probably get that one first. I shook my head. I am not going to eat that one. From my experience, I do not get the Tegu's full power, so if I eat it I can't be sure it will have the ability to bring me back to my world. After that we continued to hang out for a while. We had been sitting around the place we got teleported and hoping the guy opened the portal again. Since I was smaller than her, Death made me sit on her lap. She also really liked hugging me. I guess I was right to assume that she was very starved for affection and physical contact. While I was thinking, the portal started opening and Death and I jumped straight in and ended up back on the mountain from the day before. I couldn't help but blush thinking about the progress in our relationship. What are we now? Engaged? Married? Just dating? I have no clue, but I never would have thought that I would be getting together with the person who has single-handedly killed the most people probably in human history. Somewhere deep down, I don't know if it's my instincts now that I am a slime or what, but I kind of find that power exciting. In this world I have learned that power truly is everything. If it was the villagers from back home I would never forgive her, but random people I had become desensitized to pretty quickly after arriving here. I have killed thousands myself, so I have to ride to judge. Then we both flew back to the capital on the back of some stingray-looking danger beast to make plans for our future. I plan to still keep my promise to help the rebellion though. So I guess I will kill the minister and probably the emperor too before I leave. I couldn't help but look forward to beating the living shit out of that smug bastard who teleported Death and I to that island and taking Shambhala out of his cold dead hands. Even though I hate torturing people, I can't help but think that maybe I have become a little bit of a sadist on my journey. I hope my little village back in the forest is still safe. I wonder how the others will react to my changes. Once we finally got back to the capital we went to our room and got to bed, but this time I hugged Death back much to her pleasure. While lying there I was thinking about bringing Kurome and Akame with us to my world. After much thought I decided against it. Death without me would fight until she couldn't anymore and inevitably die to the revolution. Akame and Kurome had futures in this world, people they cared about. I can't take them away from those people for my own selfishness. Also Akame and Death would get along like water and oil, so that wouldn't work in the first place. If all goes to plan, Akame and Kurome will go back to being happy sisters, so they should end up with happy lives with their friends. That's enough for me. While my goals largely remain the same, I now have an additional short-term goal, to get my son back and working how one normally would. The end.